Signals for CS teams can really mean two things. It could be a sign of expansion opportunity or a preventive churn opportunity. So, um, we're going to go through two different scenarios here about how you can use signals for CS teams. The first one's going to be past champions joining a customer account, which is probably going to be a way to multi-thread another champion or to maybe expand that customer account. So, first things first, we're going to build an audience. As always, we are going to look at the person signal past champion. But the accounts that we're going to look at are going to be customer accounts. And then from here, we normally add a filter to make sure that these people are persona matching. That's up to you. If you want your CS team to be notified of all past champions that join the customer account, you absolutely can do that. Otherwise, you can limit it to only persona matching by saying persona match equals yes. So after saving that audience, we're going to build a workflow, and the workflow is going to be a little bit different because this is a CS team and they're probably not working in outreach or another SEP tool. So you're going to set up the workflow with the audience that we just built. You can set up the schedule and limits based on how frequently you want this to run. If you want maybe the CS team to work on these once a week, on Mondays, or once a month on the first of the month, something like that, just to make sure that they're in a cadence of this. You can do that as well by setting up a schedule, creating the new champion in your CRM and assigning it to the right account. But then you want to make sure that there's an action, and the action is probably going to be something like sending the CSM an email or a Slack notification, depending on where they work. You can also send this to a CS tool like Catalyst, and you can set up some workflows in Catalyst as well. But for this example, we're going to set it up in Slack, and we're going to set up a Slack action. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to send a Slack notification to the CSM, owner of that account. And you can customize this message. I've already customized it here. Past champion joined your customer account, reach out to congratulate them and get them up to speed. You want them to try to include them in these conversations that they're having, just to make sure that you're able to multi-thread deeper into this customer account. But again, if you want to add any other information, you can also pull in fields from your CRM, or you can type anything else here. Then the Slack action that we like to add for this one is an email that's generated from that Slack notification. And basically what this will do is it'll automatically queue up this email that you can customize for your CSM to send over to that past customer that's joined their account. They can say something like, congrats, we'll miss you. However, good news, your new company is also one of our customers. We work with this person. We've been working on these initiatives. This is what we've done over the last X amount of time. So it's kind of like getting them a little bit up to speed and then also inviting them to the next call, just trying to get them involved in the current bucket of champions at their current account. So this is one workflow for past champions. Another workflow that you could be considering of is new hires that are joining customer accounts. And new hires are people that don't know your team yet. And so first we're going to build a very similar audience, except instead of past champions, we're going to use new hires. You could also do promotions as well. And we can then again say the category is going to be customer accounts, and then we're going to always want to make sure that these are persona matching. We can also make additional seniority qualifications. So if you only want to be notified for like new VPs that are joining customer accounts because they might come in and like evaluate a lot of tech stack, you can do that, or you can just make it persona matching. But you do have the flexibility there depending on what type of a strategy that the CS team wants to take. So again, you're going to assign a workflow for this one, and this one's going to be a little bit different. So it's essentially the same workflow. The only difference here is going to be that Slack that you're going to send and the message that's going to be in the Slack action. So you can see here, we're going to send a Slack to the DRI, or in this case, you can also send it to the specific CSM field again. But normally the DRI, or directly responsible individual, is going to be the CSM on customer accounts, but you can do it either way. And a message that we like to send is essentially giving the CSM a little bit of guidance on what they should be doing with a new hire, especially if they are a VP or a C-level executive that have joined the account, making sure that they're getting their name in front of them, and then make sure that they're getting them up to speed on all of the value that they've already brought to the account, just to make sure that they're getting in front of it early and making sure that they're educating the new hire on the value that your company or your product has been bringing, just to make sure that when they are kind of getting in and evaluating tech stack, that this is a reliable vendor that they actually care about and they want to keep. And also inviting them either to a one-on-one call to get them caught up to speed, or inviting them to the next sync. So kind of the same, a little bit different strategy here, just in terms of the approach of the action that comes from the notification, but creating the audience and creating the workflow is going to be exactly the same.